Hi guys, Marty here from Digital 6. Here to talk to you today about some work we did recently for a national award-winning bakery brand, Mademoiselle Macron. The brand came to us looking for a strategic partner to help them with continuous improvement on their Shopify store. As part of the onboarding process, we completed a free CRO audit of the site using user research and digging into their analytics to identify pain points and friction in the user experience that we might be able to resolve in order to improve performance. Despite limited access, we were able to generate some really good insights as to where people might be struggling with the website. We then designed and implemented through structured testing a number of improvements to the site, and with a defined measurement framework, we were able to prove that the improvements that we'd made had had the desired effect. I'll talk you through a few of those today, including the ways in which we were able to identify that the issues were in fact issues, and some of the solutions that we put in place to fix them. The first one I'll talk about here is the mobile box builder, which is a configurator tool that Mademoiselle Macron had custom built for their website to enable people to build boxes of macarons in their own configuration. It was clear to us that there were some issues with the UX around signals. The experience worked quite well on desktop, but really fell down on mobile. It wasn't clear to users when they had added on a Macron that something had indeed happened, that they were making any progress through the process, and they were becoming lost and losing their way and bouncing. We were able to back up this by looking into analytics and seeing that on desktop, users landing on the box builder were 70% more likely to convert than those landing on the homepage. However, on mobile, they were 17% less likely to convert than those landing on the homepage, which really suggested to us that there was an issue here worth designing a solution for. The solution was very simple. It was just a case of adding counters onto the Macron tiles themselves, maintaining the highlights the user had selected the Macron after they had selected it, and adding a bar at the bottom which kept them in touch with their progress from having selected no Macrons to completing their box. Also give them a route to go back up as they scroll down the page to edit their box if they chose to. We also tidied up some user experience around the addition of gift cards, and we were able to add a 25% increase in mobile conversion rate using the tool, which is a specific stat based on the conversion from using the tool to purchase. So aside from just looking at global conversion rate increases, we're trying to isolate stats that show, and a measurement framework that shows that the specific changes that we're making to specific parts of the website were having the desired impact. So a very simple change, but one that had a real impact, given that it's the key way through the website for people to purchase macarons. It was a similar story here with the Tower Builder tool, which is another configurator that the brand had commissioned, which again provided a much better experience on desktop than it did on mobile. The fix here again was very simple. It involved purely moving the information that was available at the bottom of the screen on desktop and making it available on mobile so that the users were sure when they had made a selection, they were clear on where they were throughout the process, and they were much more confident to continue on and make the purchase. We're pleased to report a 57% increase in the conversion rate from the use of this tool to purchase. And given the increased average order value of these higher value products, that's again been a really impactful one for the business. This one was not mobile specific, but another thing that we had spotted on the site was that they were offering already a volume discount. However, it wasn't clear to the customer that that's what was happening. So the customer wasn't incentivized anyway to buy a bigger box and to realize the savings that they could realize. So again, a very simple fix of just making it apparent on the drop-down selector that you could make a saving, a greater saving, the more macrons that you added, the increased size of box that you purchased, and then a simple UX signal to confirm that that is what they had achieved after they'd selected that option. And again, here it's across the whole site, but this very simple change brought about a 25% average order value increase, which again is massive, and it's really great to see how such simple changes on things that are already in place, perhaps already staring you in the face, can have a really measurable impact on the key e-commerce metrics that we're all trying to drive forward. The last one I'll talk about is mobile site search. We were able to see from analytics that users on desktop were using site search 750% more than those on mobile. When we did some digging, it was immediately apparent that on mobile, the site search wasn't immediately visible as you land on the page because it was hidden within the burger menu dropdown. So the simple fix was just to make it visible for all users as they first land on the page. And again, a very easy change to make, very simple and inexpensive from a dev perspective, but really impactful for the user with a 300% year-on-year increase in mobile site search usage, proving that more users were able to navigate the site to find the products they're looking for and ultimately to convert. And that contributed to, along with the other changes that we made, a 20% increase in mobile conversion rate, which is really impactful to throw in on top of that average order value increase, and that will drive real meaningful gains for the business over time. That's it. Thanks for your time. Hopefully that was useful and informative, and you can see the ways in which we might be able to help your business. We'd love to have a chat if there's any challenges that you're facing, or if you'd like to take us up on a free CRO audit of your own, then please do get in touch.